Alrighty, guys. Whoops. I meant to add him to this scene. How you guys all doing tonight? Good to see you, King, just in time. Well, he's still late, but just in time for the intro.
I was trying to be like Hawk every now and then, where I'm just flying in there right at the very last
man.
moment.
It's like an
right
F-35, man.
yeah.
Just
Yeah, you definitely succeeded at that. No question. No question. All right, guys, let's quickly go through. So how many people should I say, Hawk, since you're always the heckler? Like, can you count?
4.
How many people should I announce?
I don't know. Give it 30-second run. Because last time you went for like 5 minutes, I'm like,
All right, then
All right,
count.
cool. I could drink my coffee.
Chuck Danger, Gaming with Smokey Dan, Travelers Travels, Nick Riley, Nate G, Alexander Fleener, Ursa Prime, Joe Carpenter, Red Panda is here, Son of a Rabbit, AC Mining, all set. Chump Change is here. Can't manage to be here though. Rick Borgia, Pineapple Pizza, Tim I Am Crypto, Overboard Tech, someone in the chat.
30 seconds.
All right. Sorry to everybody else that I missed. Glad you're all here, but I'm under strict rules with running this thing tonight that I have to make sure that I'm abiding by those rules. But anyway.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, yeah, definitely going to go over a few things tonight, but mainly an AMA and talk about things you guys want to talk about. But hey, Hawk, how was your day today?
Oh, it was great. It was great. I actually been home all day, working on a few things, left earlier, and just, just hanging out at home, working, doing Terra stuff. So yeah, not much. I did, what was I doing? I was looking at some 4090s today. I almost pulled the trigger, but I didn't do it. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Really? Where were you going to get the 4090s from?
I found a few people on OfferUp selling. One guy was selling. I think it was it a Founders Edition? No, it wasn't a Founders Edition. I think it was a Founders Edition. There was a couple people on OfferUp that had bought them and realized they got to pay rent, and then we're trying to sell them. And I got the guy down to like $18.25, and I was like, oh man, should I do it? I don't know. I thought about it, but maybe not.
Should have done it.
They are definitely hard to come by.
They are hard
easy
to come by.
Pretty easy to flip. Pretty easy to flip.
Yep. Yeah. Give it a month or two. You could definitely get that back and then some.
Yep, that's what I was thinking as well. That's why I've been buying all of them that I can, which isn't easy, that's for sure. Gang, how was your day?
Oh, me?
Yeah. Last time I checked, your name is King.
No, I think I labeled myself the Ethernet guy, but
you're changing your name?
Again,
it was all right, man. I don't know. I'm not kind of just a whatever day, kind of really. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of stuff today, but I just have a lack of energy too. So I built a server, a 2U server behind me. That's like going to be. It was starting to be a CPU mining rig, but then I'm like, I might throw a 4060 low pro or an A2000 in there, 12 gig, to like see how it does like on the Flux benchmark. Playing around with the Flux core, building a NAS. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to get also EVGA to work. It's a virtual environment for networking, so you could like add. So you could actually add like different OSs from like different manufacturers like Cisco and MikroTik and everything like that. You can create virtual environments to because I could practice some of the stuff I'm learning, you know what I mean? Like in like a classroom sort of environment and put everything together and, try to make it work. So I'm tired. I need a break today.
Everybody needs a break every once in a while. That's for
like
sure.
A software-defined network. Is that essentially what that is? Software-defined network. SDN.
STN.
SDN.
SD.
SDN.
It's like a lab.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it is.
That's cool. What's that called?
Eve and then -NG.
Let's check that out.
I'm just running it on the old Xeons, and then and then you just NAT your management cloud ends up being like your way out to the internet, right? And then everything else is done like locally. So this way you could use like Telnet, right, to like get into the MikroTik router and set it up. And so far I'm having an issue trying to get Winbox to work though. I'm lazy. I don't want to have to do everything on Telnet. So
Winbox is convenient, and it's relatively easy to use once you get to know how to use it. So what's up with you today, Goat?
Oh, 3D printing and housework. I was gonna build a wall today.
Wow.
I was gonna build a wall. Yeah, it didn't turn out that way.
Nice.
It's raining, as you know, so I decided not to go to the hardware store. I'm gonna save that for tomorrow. No, I'm building an office down here. Max, you've been to my house, the basement, like where I've got my machine at, and I've got another 30 something feet of like basement that way. I'm building a wall there and then putting a doorway to go in. So essentially making an office out of the basement, or partitioning off the basement for an actual office. And I was going to start that today, but I woke up and it's freaking raining. So I did some 3D printing, worked on a couple of like custom models for some prints that I'm working on. I'm going to make a case for that Bitaxe from Bitcoin Merch, because it's just like a board that just sits there, So I want to make something so that you're not like jamming your fan in it every time you go to reach for your water. Not that I've done that a time or two, but just saying. Yeah, so it was a eventful day.
Cool.
How was yours?
It was good. I got a bunch of stuff done today. I finally I had like a couple hour conversation with my son, so that was nice. Hadn't talked to him in a little bit, but in the midst of the conversation with him, I was going over HiveMapper and telling him about DIMO, and looked up price of DIMO, and I went, what? It was up 60% today. So that was nice to see.
Heck yeah.
So what I ended up doing was, I knew that this guy behind me has 4 Cumulus nodes running on it. And I knew that I wanted to get enough of Flux to actually do a Nimbus node, so I could reduce some hardware requirements, and then hopefully roll out some other nodes on the hardware I already have. So yeah, I went ahead and did that, transferred some things over to Flux today. So now I got enough for a Nimbus node.
Nice.
So yeah, while everybody else has been working on other parts of Flux with Flux PO, proof of useful work, I've been focusing on changing my nodes up a bit. Yeah, and just really kind of just trying to plan the basement. Last night, I went to go mine a Kapow coin, and I was like, oops. I went back downstairs. I'm like, oh, I wonder what my power's at. It was at 6,800 watts on a 30 amp circuit. I was like, that's getting turned off. And so, yeah, I turned that off and put it back on what it was mining. But yeah, it was, that was quite the eye opener. So that got me thinking, like, okay, what am I going to do when I have to install this bad boy? Got a 4090 in the mail today. Nice. From Best Buy. And, yeah, so I'm trying to kind of figure out how I'm going to use the existing cards I've got and where I'm going to use them and that type of thing. So I don't know. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do, other than I'm going to take, when my 3090 comes up tomorrow at 8:17, and everything will be off of it. I will then be able to, unlist it, put the 4090 in it, and take the 3090 out and get that one running, which will produce a little bit more income than the 3090. And then what I'm trying to figure out how to do is to get the 3090 running, 2 3090s running on a T7810. So I sent a message out to Veteran, but I'm sure he has a lot of people asking him for help. So I don't think I saw a response from him yet. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I went down a different rabbit hole of what the heck were they called? That C-Pain site that you had told us about, King, with the bifurcation and the SD sense or something like that. Wasn't it you that had talked about that?
No, that
basically
wasn't me.
Oh, wasn't you? I swear it was you. Well, anyway, it
at least I don't
for
think
those.
So.
Yeah, I swear. Maybe it was somebody else, but anyway, it shows how you can put more graphics cards on your computer. So like for like the one where I've got like a B550M, and I've got a 16 lane slot, PCIe 4.0. With one of these, I would be able to basically make it into 2 8x slots, even though it's a B550. So anyway, that's what I'm kind of looking at and seeing what my options are. Well, because I've been all over the map on what I've been trying to do.
Just get the damn Epic. Just get the damn Epic, Max. You'll be happy with it.
The Epic is going to cost me like $1,800 all in once I get the memory.
No, that one comes with memory.
No, it comes with it. I paid.
That's right.
Gen Epic.
It comes with it. The only thing you gotta buy is a cooler.
Yeah,
it was
cooler
in the drive.
It was like $1,200, $1,100.
Buy your SSD from freaking Brandon, dude. $40 2 terabyte. Or you know what? How about this? I'll buy them all and then I'll send you one. Okay. All right.
No, I thought you were gonna say I'll buy them all and then I'll sell you one, only charging you a little bit of a markup. So I don't know. I've been kind of all over the map. The only thing I know is I want to get that 4090 working for me. I'll probably take out 2 3060s out of one machine and put the 3090 in there. And then I'll probably put 2 3060s to work mining. But anyway, I like I said, I'm still trying to kind of figuring out, but because I'm running out of power, and one of my mining rigs I'll probably end up putting on 120 because it's right next to like a 20 amp circuit in the basement bathroom, so I can just run a cable out of there to get some extra power. So anyway, that's and I got 2 ETCMC payouts today. I was due to have one yesterday, didn't get it, but I got both of them at the same time today. And that was that was really odd to me, but
let me see if I got mine.
Are you gonna set up more of those, Max? Like use the funds to set up more nodes, or no?
My plan was that I want to get my initial investment back, and so I need one more payout to make that happen. Once that's happened, then every payout after that, I'll be using that to basically just build from there. That's why I'm trying to like move things around to try to figure out how I can gain additional hardware in order to run more nodes. So like this one back here, like I said, that's got a 16 core processor in it. So I'll probably leave. I kind of debated about this. I might take 4 cores off of the vast rig side of things on that one and make it only 4 cores. But I need to find out if that's going to mean I have to start over from scratch because I'm changing the rig. Anyway, but at the very least, I'll be able to put 1 on that because I'll have the 4 cores for the Nimbus node, and then I'll have 4 cores left over. And I should have enough memory because I think, you know how much memory does a Nimbus node take? Is it 32?
32.
Oh, 32. No, I am going to have to add memory to that thing in order to run an ETCMC node on it, because I only have 64 gig on it. And I definitely want at least 32.
You know, surprisingly, I run all of mine on my old V2 with DDR3. So I'm running them. I run like 6 or 7 of those things on my R620.
Wow.
She's struggling a little bit. You know, there's some IO delay in there. You know, but it works.
Hey, if it still pays out, what difference does it make, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I'd say that mine are a little bit overkill because like I've got like a new i5 NUC running a node. Oh. Yeah, that's like way overkill. But I didn't know what I was going to do with it, so
right.
I just kind of fell into that. So anyway, and then after all that's done, I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with my my 2 Raspberry Pis. So I'll probably find new projects for those, or maybe other nodes that would accept those as the hardware for them. So anyway, let's see what's been going on in the chat. S Chang says try Dell Precision 7910. Yeah, I could. I just had a super good deal on a 7810. 7910, if I remember correctly, comes with like a 1300 watt power supply.
If you want the really big bad memo jump, it's at 7920. That way you get all the nice VGA connections in there, and it actually has PCIe slots above and below. It has so many more slots. You could definitely
that's right. I forgot about that.
You could probably fit like 2 4090s in there, maybe. I don't know. You'd have to see how it's laid out, but it has stuff on top and the bottom. So
Yeah, that's a
that one's
possibility
really
as well.
expensive, though. It's really expensive, though. But
Is it less expensive than the Epic hardware?
well, then we'll see. But then
7920?
if you run that though, then you're going to be on Gen 3 though. So see, it's those 4090s. You want to let them roam free. You want to give them the Gen 4. All right.
This
Don't
is true.
strangle them.
This is true.
A second gen Epic can run Gen 4, can it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the network engineer. I mean,
No, man. I learned from the Mining King Networking Academy. I suggest everybody go to King's Discord and just ask any networking questions you have.
Swamp 7 says, "Go Gen 5, future proof for RTX 5000 GPUs."
Gen
You know,
5
I
is
did.
so
You know,
expensive.
I know. And actually, I did go down that rabbit hole as well because I was trying to figure out. I'm like, okay, it says you only get 16 lanes, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. If you have something that's Gen 4, does that mean it's really only using 8 lanes? But no, you're still using 16 lanes no matter what generation. You know, from the board. So like, I know that Gen 5, like AM5, has 28 lanes instead of 24 lanes per motherboard. But anyway, yeah, I did go down that rabbit hole. I thought of that too. I haven't decided yet. That's why I'm kind of like trying to figure out how can I do what I want, give with the same hardware right now, and then the next step might be like new hardware. But I kind of want to stick with what I've got if I can help it. So we shall see. DJ Mine says, "How do you get Best Buy to ship to you? They refuse to ship to me." Okay, so
You got to be max voltage.
no, it's not it. Well, kind of actually, but okay. So here's the story behind this one. Basically, this is a lesson in persistence. Hawk, come on
I'm
now,
sorry,
you're
I'm
killing
kidding.
me, man.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I guess it is somewhat story time with Max, but okay. So last Sunday I ordered the 4090. Yes, I was gonna have to pick it up today at Best Buy. Tuesday, I get the email saying, "Sorry, we've canceled your order." I made multiple phone calls, had multiple hangups, where I just got disconnected. Like the person just stopped talking. Crypto Frank with the $100 super chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. What's up, gents? Been going down the same rabbit hole. Hawk's seen all my gear just sitting on shelves.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
You don't want to pull a DJ, where you have all this hardware sitting on the side. Sorry, I've been waiting
Frank.
to use that one for a long time. Yeah, thank you, Frank. Very much appreciate it. Anyway, so after much cajoling and not taking no for an answer, and like as they get more and more frustrated, you talk quieter and quieter. Like, I know what you're saying, but you're just going to keep saying the same thing over and over again that you don't have it, and I'm just going to keep saying the same thing over and over again, and it just drives them nuts. Anyway, so finally I get a hold of somebody who's like, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, I understand you can't do anything. Let me talk to your supervisor." Well, they're just gonna, I understand that. I want to talk to you, like, but this person only lasted like 5 minutes. It was finally like, okay, fine, I'll put you on hold. I'll give you to my supervisor. Came back 3 times over a period of 15 minutes. Says, again, I can't get a hold of a supervisor. There's still nothing we're going to be able to do. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. The 4th time she came back, she's like, "We found one." I was just like, what? I wasn't going to even ask any questions. I was like, perfect. I figured you had one. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you going the extra mile, laid it on thick of appreciation. Basically, I'm sure what they did is they have a business side and they pulled one of these GPUs from the business side. I'm sure that's what they did. Anyway, so that's why it got shipped to my home, because it was the business side of their business. And the interesting thing is I saved like $21 on sales tax because it got shipped to me instead of having to pick it up from the store.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yes. And then it was supposed to be delivered yesterday, and they delivered it at a time where they never come. They came at like 1 o'clock when they always come at like 4 or 5 o'clock. So it got taken back. And today they said they were going to deliver it from 4 to 8. And the person showed up at 11:30 in the morning. So, but we were here, so all's good. So I haven't opened it yet, but I will be opening it in a while. probably tomorrow. But anyway, that's the long story. As every story I tell is a long story. All right, let's see what everybody else said in the chat. Let's see. Oh, Ted said, did you hear a new BIOS update is coming out for DDR5 that will let you go to 128 gigabytes of RAM? Are you telling me it can't go to 128 gig? Mean sticks? Or do you mean total? Can't be total. DDR4, like AM4 could go to 128 gig. Does anybody else hear about that?
No.
Is that per stick? Is that what he's talking about?
I'm wondering if he's talking about per stick, but maybe I'll, as I scroll down, let's see.
That's
I don't see anybody.
256. That's what he said, 256. Was that Ted's comment?
Yeah, that was Ted's.
Yeah, he said, sorry, 256. Yeah, I mean, that's
total.
Yeah, that's pretty common, though, for like consumer grade. I mean, most consumers will never need 256 gigs of RAM or even come close to consuming that amount of memory.
Yep. S. Chang said the only catch with 7910 is spacing. I test fitted 3 regular GPUs so freaking tight, and side cover will not close with GPU on top slots. Well, I never have them closed anyway. I basically have the whole thing on its side anyway in my rack, so that's not a problem for me. But yeah, on the 7810, I had two 3060s right next to each other. That was not going to work. It got way too hot. And Nerdbeast just got his Tangent wallet from the mailbox, and the little strips you are supposed to tear were already torn. That sucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Send that shit back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, S. Chang says bought 7910 with 36 cores, dual Xeon 128 gig for $520 delivered. That's not bad. That is not bad.
You can get some good deals, man.
The newest generation of the Precisions, I think, is the 7960s by Dell, the Precision Lab workstations. And let's see, the new W7 or W9 series of Xeon processors are like 48 cores or 60 something cores. Anyway, you can get one with an A6000 for about 10 grand after deal registration. If anyone's interested in, yeah, I know a guy.
Okay.
I
How much is an A6000 portion of that?
Probably about $6 grand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is it the Ada Lovelace 6000 or the previous generation?
It's
6000?
the 6080A.
Oh, there you go. See, that's the new generation with more, more cores on it.
So expensive.
Yeah,
so expensive.
that is really expensive.
They're what, 48 core,
Well,
right?
I mean, you're just buying 4090s, Max. What's it to you? Come
48.
on.
It's 48 gigs of VRAM. Yeah.
Yeah, 48 gigs. Yeah.
Yeah. They're monsters.
See, thinking about down the road, Max, and it consumes less power.
There you go.
More efficient. Yeah, I'm speaking the language right now.
For 10 grand? Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, that includes the proc and probably 512 gigs of RAM. And
man, that's the whole machine.
4090s are so popular because you get very close for a fraction of that price. I mean, that's why 4090s, you just can't find them. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's insane.
What do you guys think about the nerf that Nvidia is going to be doing on those 4090s that they're actually able to export now?
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing. They're not breaking the law, but they're literally creating a product that's defined by the law. Okay, fine. You set the limit. We'll make sure that we provide the most we can provide to stay compliant with it. Therefore, we can still make a buck and sell tons of GPUs to China.
Yeah.
It's an issue of national security. That's the problem. That's what the U.S. is doing. They don't want anyone to have the leg up when it comes to computational resources. Which they don't anyway, because we have two of the largest supercomputers in the world are in the United States. So, 2 out of 3. Sorry, go ahead, Geek. I just don't, I don't understand what the.
Well, it's just like it's the perception of security, right? I mean, it's just like the TSA line. I've traveled more in the last year than I have the decade before that, and I'm standing in line like, how is a 3-ounce tube of toothpaste, not going through the carry on or whatever going to save the plane, or going to be, it all points back to that perception of security. They're just putting bullshit in place just to put bullshit in place.
Well, the other thing is that, okay, so they set the limit just below where the 4090 was, figuring, okay, well, we got everything covered. But then they make a product. So why would you, this is what I don't get. Why would you make it so that it's just below the thing you're trying to eliminate? Why wouldn't you bring it back to the next best thing that's available that you're going to allow? That's the part I don't understand. That's what really not really thinking ahead by the fact of the government.
These are the same people that made the CMP cards, though. So it's like you take the same card and you just take the video, outputs off of it and then sell it to miners and say it's a value. I mean,
right.
But so they're all in somebody's pocket anyway.
Well, I mean, there's people out there that just do their own custom firmware, right? If you know what I mean, that are that savvy. So I mean, remember the LHR hack? Remember all that Nvidia stuff was stolen. So people can sign keys. So I mean,
yeah,
anybody can do anything.
That is true.
I think it's more political than it is anything else.
I agree.
Because, right now there is a trade war going on with them, and there is this although they claim there's no tension, there is tension in between the two superpowers. So one way the US is to stick it to them is to say, okay, cool, yeah, we'll allow our best company in the world that makes these that's in our country, we'll allow them to sell it to you, but it's going to be, what is it? What if I read the article, was it like 20 or 30% nerfed compared to the American models? And if you're caught sending it to China, now it's a federal offense. All this crazy stuff. Like if you read the thing, it's insane. So I don't know, man. I mean, there's always ways they're going to do things and backdoor dealings and ways around things. I think it's more for publicity, and I think it's more for just politics. But I think once the door closes and the one behind it opens, they do all their dealings, man. I mean, there's so much stuff that goes on in the background. Nobody really knows. I mean, who knows? I don't know. I mean, Nvidia for the longest time was like, oh, crypto miners were for gamers and blah, 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 because they didn't want to lose that market, right? But then they go and make CMP cards. It's quietly. Like, get out of here with this. Like, it's all political. It's BS, and they're just playing ball. It's just what they're doing.
And think about where they're at right now, where they're spending way more resources on AI cards than they are on gaming cards.
Oh,
at
yeah.
this point.
Yeah. Is it just the 4090s, or is it all
the 4090s, because it's under that core limit, and they're saying the price is exactly the same, so you get less card for the same price.
So like for cards like the H100s or H110s or whichever the new ones are, or like the big boy ones, I don't know about the A6000s, but in order to even get those, you have to be they have to vet your company. You have to be US based. They won't even send those out. So I don't even know. I don't know if it's just like you said, just the 4090s.
H100s, it's not even US based. It's government only.
Well, right. But you have to have a government contract. There's a part in there to have government contractors have access to it, which is still the same thing. 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. It's just It's so interesting and the H100s are 10 times more powerful than the 14090. It's crazy. So it's they're just crazy. It's again, I think it's all political, to be honest.
Agreed. Well, if anybody's got any questions out there, let us know. The only other thing I can think of that's been going on this week has been the release of Flux Proof of Useful Work. So I know that I don't think Hawk, you been doing anything with it?
I haven't messed with it. I just don't have time to play with it. When you guys have it all, when King says, hey man, it's good to go, you can use it, cool, I'm going to do it. That's King's he's way more tech savvy in that area than me, and I would sit there playing. I just don't have time to play with it all. I think it's great what they're doing. I think it's awesome. I just hadn't had a chance to download it and all that other stuff. So everybody else that's doing it, thank you. Let me know when it's good to go, and I'm gonna download it and get it deployed.
It's not a frappuccino, okay? It's a iced white mocha, right? Damn it!
Get it right. Get it right. Although I'm on a cleanse, so I'm trying this out. See what happens.
Wow, you sound like a. No, I'm not even gonna say it.
A cleanse.
Don't get started. Yeah,
What
bro.
is that?
I've been drinking crap and eating garbage for a long time.
That's
I'm
what
done.
it looks like that you just showed us in that bottle. It looked like crap.
It's grass. Okay, I took grass
Why
from
the hell would
outside.
you
I
drink
blended
that?
it. Okay, and I put it in a bottle. All right,
Oh
that's
my
what it
God,
was.
that sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it's not meant to be good. It's meant to clean you out. That's what it's meant to do.
I could tell. I looked at it before you drank it.
It was terrible, but I just try to get one a day down, and then that's it. Yeah, it's
It's like maybe that makes a new definition of rinse and repeat.
that's it. Rinse and repeat.
It comes out of the toilet and
Clean you out, bro. Clean you out.
more than once.
Yep. Eat some celery too. Is good for you.
This is true. This is true. Anyway, I was wondering what the heck you were drinking.
Yeah, no, she's got me on this new thing, and she's like, you should try it. And actually, it doesn't taste bad, but I do need to because I'm like lack of energy and all this other stuff, and it's just, I've been eating like crap the past couple months, so yeah, I'm done with all that. I don't want to do it anymore. I just feel like shit.
Oh, he's on his health binge again.
Yep, I am. Yep, I'm gonna go ride to Whole Foods tomorrow.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm kind of getting prepared for the beginning of the year, and I've definitely got to lose some weight. I gained some weight this year, a lot of weight this year, way too much. Got to lose at least 50 pounds, at least.
50 pounds?
At least 50 pounds. I'm still not thin.
I don't think
Not
you gotta
thin at
lose
all.
50
Diet-
pounds.
Look,
Oh,
I
yeah,
tried the
dude,
diet
I'm
stuff,
telling
man.
you.
It's depressing.
Yeah, King
can't drink
was
beer.
angry all the time. I answer
Can't
the
drink
phone.
beer.
Oh, yeah.
I can't drink
The first-
Starbucks.
The first 2 weeks
always
are
angry.
horrible. You have to like get into a rhythm, and yeah, your body's like, what do you mean you're not going to give me this crap anymore? I want the crap.
What am I
Exactly.
supposed to do when me and Vistang meet up and stuff like that? We go to like Kansas or Florida.
Mike is a terrible, terrible influence.
I can't. What the hell am I
is a
supposed to drink?
terrible
Water? Hey, Mike. Yeah. Yep. Go ahead. Yeah. Have a beer. Okay. I'll have this refreshing glass of
Water? Yeah, it's good for you.
Water is
Yeah.
so depressing. There's no flavor in it. It's like,
It has a flavor. It's called water flavor.
Yeah,
Tastes like
it's
water.
nothing.
Tastes like water.
It tastes like water.
Tastes like water.
Yeah.
Depending on where you're from, the water tastes very different.
Hey, I'm
Yes,
not here
that
for
is
a
very
long
true.
time. I'm here for a good time. All right. That's what
Hey,
so
hey man, get it how you live, man. It's cool. Hey, if that's what you want to do. I remember when King was going to the gym, and I would call him. He would just answer the phone and go, "The fuck you want, man?" I said, "What's wrong with you?" He goes, "I'm at the gym trying to work out." I said, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "God, he's upset. He's just mad." And Mike would call me. He's like, "Hey, is he mad at me or something?" I'm like, "No, he's on a diet."
Yes. Overboard tech. Yes.
A lot
I
of people
said
get angry.
50.
I don't think 50
I've
pounds.
lost 50. I'm telling you, I honestly, I could lose to get down to the weight I was like 20 years ago when I was really in shape. That would be 85 pounds. 85 pounds.
85 pounds.
Actually, no, wait a minute.
Actually,
No,
you're not
sorry.
over
It's
300.
90 pounds.
What?
90 pounds.
You're not
I
over
was-
300 pounds.
No, I'm not, but I was at 175 when I was in really good shape.
Yeah, but 175 at your height is like you turn and you're gonna disappear.
No, it wasn't that bad.
He's like, he turns
Anyway.
and he goes, "Where's Max?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm over here." Like, you ever see somebody get pancaked on the road?
I can tell you that my ideal weight would be 190, and that's 75 pounds.
I
I'm
mean,
at 265 right now.
I could agree. I'm at like 240.
Ooh,
So
look at that.
I could lose about
Sorry,
20.
I was distracted by that.
I figured we'd bring up a mining topic or something since we're
Yeah.
talking about weight loss. All right.
Yeah,
I gotta
man.
get it back on
Gotta
track.
get
here.
back
I want
in
DJ
shape.
Well, wait a minute.
on this.
I was about ready to ask Goat if he's had a chance to test out the Flux proof of useful work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was testing it with their developers. I've been testing it for a while though, so I don't count.
You don't count.
Fancy pants.
Yeah,
Yeah, really.
they're jeans today. They're not that fancy, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I've with I worked with Jeff Key and Alex. I mean, I did that video way back in the day, kind of showing, what it looked like and everything. And then just ever since then, kind of off and on, I had access to the developer. I had access to the alpha, the closed alpha, and then now the open alpha that everybody else has access to. So I've still got everything on Vast. So I dedicated a couple of machines to them, a couple of servers too. Just so that we could like test things like before we went to Disrupt and Cypherpunk and all that. And yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm excited once they really start getting customers on it and we're actually able to start getting like workloads, and the teaming is gonna be fucking huge, dude. Like where, all four of us here could make a team and put all of our resources together and go after some of the big fish. You know what I mean? Not just like Stable Diffusion and shit that's on Vast, but like large enterprises that need, that are replacing, 20 grand a month with AWS, they're going to be using in Flux. So it's going to be really cool. And I'm excited when they actually start getting workloads on it.
Cool. Very cool. Have you started using it, King?
I mean, obviously, I have started using it a little bit. I played a lot with the memory, because that's like really easy to swap out, right? I haven't played with all my Xeon CPUs yet, so that, and I'm out of like thermal paste, so I can't swap CPUs, so we just have to play with the memory for right now. But I have noticed, and I'm sure this is just because it's just the alpha release, right? And they're just getting things out there, that anything over 8 gigs of RAM has not affected any of my testing. I've tested all the way from 4 all the way to 256, and it seems like after 8, it doesn't really make a difference, at least for me, right? In my testing. And I'm using a 3080 with a 2 terabyte NVMe and a 16 core 32 thread Xeon. So that's what I'm using in there. I haven't tested my 3090 though, but it seems like most of the tests are just pretty much GPU bound. So that's going to really determine everything. There is like a disk and the disk test and the speed test, but most of it's GPU bound right now. But I will be doing some testing though on different CPUs. Right, I have like 6 different Xeons. So some of them have like 4 cores and 4 threads, right? So we'll drop the cores down on it, right, and see, does that affect your GPU scores or not? And, we got to just test it at each iteration, right? Because as they make improvements on the platform, right, this could change how all of those things work together. So, yeah, I've been playing with it.
I know what to get you for Christmas now, King. Get you like a mayonnaise jar full of thermal paste.
So,
wait, mayonnaise size jar?
Yes.
Wait a minute, mayonnaise size jar or
Yeah.
just mayonnaise? Because mayonnaise works great.
Yeah.
Is thermal paste?
Yeah.
I mean,
Didn't you know that?
I thought you
You've
liked
tried it,
Cool
right,
Whip.
King?
I use Cool Whip.
Oh, that's right.
Cool whip.
Cool. Whip.
I put so much emphasis on the
Whip.
the whip.
Now, I know some of us have been using all these different wallets lately, but I did just get my Caspa edition Tangemin, and I'm going to say out of all the
Wait,
wallets...
what did you call it?
Tangem?
Tangem.
Didn't he
Caspa
just
edition.
say Tangemin?
No,
No,
Tangem.
Oh, no,
you got the
Caspa
Tangem
edition
anyway.
Tangem wallet.
No,
Yeah,
I heard. I
Listen,
figured out
I'm
what
the
he said.
grammar police. He was correct.
No, he was. He said I got the
won't make
Tangem
an
in,
old
and I thought he
person
was
joke,
saying I got
promise.
his Tangemin wallet, is what I thought he said. But anyway,
But man, I'm all in on that already. I moved every asset I could that's accepted on there. I like it better than the LEPAL, than Ledger, than
Really?
everything so far. I
I
love
like the LE pal.
the Tangent.
I like the LE Pal.
What makes it?
I really
so
like
good?
it.
I've got a Tangem on the way too, but what makes this so good, King?
The LEPAL, I feel like it's a little clunky, right? It's a lot of steps to get things over. The Tangent, once you set it up, I just all you got to do is just hold this thing to your damn phone, and then
Yeah.
it just does everything you want it to do.
Yeah,
I just hold it to the phone. There it goes. I'm good. You get 3 keys. So 1 key is your primary key, and then 2 keys are your backup keys. So they hold some of our altcoins, not all of them, but they do have stuff like Caspa on there and a couple of other ones. They actually have native Raven on there, which isn't supported on Ledger, right? That's they have Electrum on Ledger. Yeah. They do have Flux, but it's not native. It's I think Binance and the Ethereum one. But I do remember seeing their Discord. They do plan, I think, to add Dynex to it eventually, which would be cool. So I like it because they're kind of going the route of more of the altcoins than Ledger, right? And I had so many problems with my Ledger. I hate that piece of garbage.
Really?
Look, if you move very little transactions, it felt pretty robust. But like, let's say I'm trying to move 10,000 Doge over to my Tangem. I literally had to wait 45 minutes for it to sign the transaction. And sometimes, and that was after 5 failed attempts where it would just time out and then I would have to restart it again and get it to go again. I've had those problems with Ledger for like the last year. I hate Ledger. I'm piece of garbage going right in the dumpster.
Were they? Was it the like the Nano or the X or
the one I most recently got is the S, the
Nano S
Plus,
new Nano.
Yeah, the new Nano S,
the
Plus.
old Nano, and now they have the new Nano S. Yeah,
sucks, I had both. Right. I had both the S's, but not the X. I had the S Plus, but the S Plus I still had problems with that one, so I didn't really like that one.
Yeah, I've got all three, and that X, I've never been able to like get it to connect very well over the Bluetooth that's like native on it. It was always really finicky. But I mean, just plugging it up to my phone or plugging it up to my desktop or laptop, it worked just fine. But with so many issues going on now, and like it's always something that Ledger pops up, where it's like, oh, there's a hack, or oh, there's a backdoor, and there's always been a backdoor, and there's this and there's that. It's like, it kind of makes me realize that I shouldn't have all my eggs in one basket. Not that I really do, but maybe I should spread my eggs out more. So I do have a Tangem on the way.
Apparently I do too, for Christmas.
Yeah, I should probably get a Tangem because I'm using EliPal, but EliPal doesn't have a lot of the altcoins on it. Or really probably any of the
I use it for the
altcoins on
Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm just using it for Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, Litecoin, Cardano are basically what I've got on there right now. But it'd be nice to be able to put some of the other stuff on there.
Just gonna start using paper wallet.
Paper wallet?
Yeah.
I know you can.
Why not? I'm not gonna cash out till the next bull run anyway. It's the safest way to go. Just have no idea how to do it.
You have no idea how to do it?
No. I mean, I know how to create a paper wallet and put it in there, but as far as like retrieving it, there's steps. I haven't ever had to do it.
Man, I was just thinking a paper wallet is no different than deleting every single electronic piece of a wallet, but then just writing down your recovery phrase. That's all it is, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, and then putting it in a safe and hope to God everything's fine when you go to get it the next time.
Well,
go ahead.
I was going to say the thing with that though is things like Raven coin and some of the other coins though, you need the wallet.bat file, right?
Right.
So you don't just need the seed phrase, you also need another part of the whole equation, which is something else I'm working on. I'm actually looking at ordering tonight is I'm going to order a NAS for me personally, right? And my plan is to save backups of the seed phrases, right? Like in Notepad, and then also save the wallet.bat files and make them into a folder, and then use FileZilla to transfer them between my servers, right, and my NAS. This way I have a backup of all of the wallets, right? So this way I have it off. That way I don't have to keep it on my computer.
Have you ever used Veeam?
Used what?
Veeam, Veeam. It's a backup tool. Yeah.
No.
They've got a free tier that gives you like 5 days of rolling retention. Basically, you just plug in a depending on how big of your backup is, but I've got like a 2 terabyte drive on multiple desktops and just used it as an on-site target and point your Veeam backup to it. And the first day it does, a full backup. And then every day after that, it just does your incremental changes. And after the 6th day, the first day drops off and it's just a rolling 5-day retention, but it's free. I'll send you some links.
Okay. I was mostly just doing it for like long-term stuff, and that way I was using it for like FileZilla. That way I could it's only thing that's going to be in that little NAS is just going to be just seed phrases and the wallet bat files, right? I would just make them into a folder, just call it, this is MeowCoin, right? This is the wallet.bat file and the seed phrase for MeowCoin, right? So this way we can, that way you could like have active backups every recovery, you know what I mean? It's kind of funny that most of us don't really back up our data how we're really supposed to. I would say like everybody's probably not good at it. I'm going to try to be better at it. So you're supposed to have it in 3 places, right? And most people maybe have 1.
If that.
Maybe 2. But I'm going to try to be, that's something I'm working on,
it's never fun recovering data. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
I've done it. Pretty much every time I've had a dead drive, I've been able to recover what I need. But you always have that panic of, this is not easy. Am I going to be able to get it or not? And you eventually usually figure it out. But yeah, it's no fun. It's just a lot easier just to back up and not have to worry about it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Sox fan had a good question here. What's everyone's strategy for taking profits? If not now, later in the bull run.
I'm going to pull the DJ Minds and sell everything in the bull run. You want this shirt? I'll sell it to you. You want this keyboard? I'll sell it to you. You want the baby monitor? I'll sell it to you. You want this?
I don't think that would go over well with
want this?
a mom.
But sorry, I was
selling the baby
mic
monitor. Yeah, mine is I take profits along the way. I took a few profits today with HiveMapper and DIMO. I didn't sell it all or anything, but I took some profits, reinvested them somewhere else. In some of the other things that I've talked about, a little bit in Solana and a pretty good chunk in Matic. So just trying to diversify a little bit.
Always good to diversify.
Yeah, I'm not taking any profits right now. The only thing I have that I want to pay me back is my KS1. So I'm DCAing out of Caspa, which this is going to get scary, at least for me, right? Because I'm doing the math. I'm watching my yields just drop right off the face of the earth. I think I'm under 100 Caspa. When I first got that thing, it was like 270. Okay, I am probably, and I hate to even say this, I'm gonna buy a hotspot, get a crappy laptop computer from the thrift store, and I want to put that crappy firmware on there and extend the life of my miner to make sure I get paid back. Because the yields of the Caspa miner are just falling off the face of this earth.
Yes, they are.
I might go back to solo mining it. I've been thinking about it with 3K zeros that I have.
So
that's.
Do you remember when you guys obviously all remember when I had the spreadsheet? When you did your
stream, Max.
Yeah,
I know your
it's become worse than what I predicted.
Yeah,
worse than what's in the prediction. Worse. It's worse. Yeah.
It's because of Panda buying all those KS3Ms. It's
called the FOMO is real.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Still right now.
So real.
People are wanting to buy KS3Ms and
now I'm converting, I'm DCAing not out to dollars. I'm DCAing because I promised I would pay myself back, right? Which I bought it with Bitcoin. So I'm doing simple swap back to Bitcoin back to myself. So that was when I do those kind of deals, I try to hold myself accountable to make sure that I pay myself back what I put back into it. So anything after that, great. And if not, then hopefully maybe I can mine one of these other dog shit Caspa forks, like Pyron or Carlson or whatever the hell it is.
I don't know. Did they what's the price of Carlson right now? Let's see. Carl.
Can you even mine those other coins with?
Wow.
I haven't tried. I'm too afraid that my yields will fall down too far. I want to keep that KS1 literally on there as long as possible.
We did try to put the KS0 on Carlson. It doesn't work.
Has anyone tried like any of the bigger boy ASICs,
I don't
KS1 and up, onto the other forks like Pyrin or Carlson?
I don't think they'll work. I mean, I think they all use the same architecture. I mean, if they get it to work, cool, but I don't think they'll work. I'm sure they have. I'm sure everybody has. I think was it XP1 that said he tried? I don't remember if it was XP1 or not. I'm sure everybody who's got a KS series with a fork tried it.
Those are Blake 3 hard forks. Okay. I thought the Carlson was a fork from Caspa.
There was a new FPGA that's doing like $20 a day after power for a lithium right now. There's a bunch of new stuff coming out, but I think it's over.
Inbound.
Yeah, oh no, ASICs are definitely inbound for a lithium and a Blake 3, 100%. 100%. But I don't know if I'd spend the money on this FPGA. It was about $5,100 without.
$5,100?
Yeah, without shipping. It was pretty expensive. Because I messaged a supplier and I want to say, hey, is this real? Because I saw someone on Twitter post it. She's like, I'll get back to you. And she hit me back. And she's like, yeah, it's real. It just ships out of Shenzhen. I was like, how much is it? And I'm thinking like, all right, maybe 2 G's, 2,000-3,000, maybe. And she's like, yeah, 5,100. I'm like, yeah, you lost me already. Sorry.
The issue is though,
it's not the E300, guys. It's not the E300.
The issue is with the FPGA game. It's a very quick game for FPGAs. Like they have to come on the same time GPUs come on, but before ASICs to really maximize their profits, right? Because as soon as ASICs come on, man, everybody gets destroyed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And FPGAs are way more expensive than GPUs.
I think we're gonna see in the lithium ASIC or a Blake 3D ASIC, and definitely a what is Radiant run on? SHA 512.
256D, I believe
256D,
right?
sorry.
Or is it T, or I don't know, it's one of those.
I think it's D. I think you're right. But I think we're definitely going to see that next year at some time. Yeah, I skipped the. I'm always like you, King. I'm afraid of the FPGA train because it's like we've seen them be so short lived. But then again, they're not like ASICs where they're just application specific. You can definitely use them on different things
right.
too.
It's programmable, right? But here's the thing, though, is you have to know how to make the bit streams. And if you don't, if you use things like Team Red Miner, it's like a 10% dev fee sometimes. It's a huge fee. It's not a little fee. It's a big one. Yeah. Because they know that not everybody can do it, right? Which is why they charge so much. So
I don't know. I don't know if it's for $5,100. I don't know if it's worth it to buy it. I don't know.
Yeah. Going back to the original question about, what strategies, like I said, diversify. If you're mining, 3 coins, you don't necessarily want to sell all the way out of them, but you might want to diversify into some other things that you're not mining. I typically look for things that haven't had a run up like other coins have had. Like right now, I think Radiant's a good thing to be mining.
No, wait.
I know.
What are you doing?
Because it hasn't had its run up like the others have.
It's a low hash rate right
I've
now.
Been saying this for
You're
months,
killing me, man. Max Panic did this earlier.
I don't want to hear from you, Mining King, because you let the other cat out of bag this morning.
No,
so
I did not. It was on his screen, sir.
No,
it was on his screen.
You said it in the chat. Nobody saw it on his screen.
It's sitting there right in the middle of his screen.
It is. But he rolled right past it, didn't say anything. He went right past it. Nobody else brought it up. And then you had to bring it front and center. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I brought it from, it was in the middle of
we
the
are
screen.
still in the bear market.
Right.
Okay? We are not out of this. Is right here is your concrete evidence that we are in the bear market still. Okay. Because when we're arguing about hash rate, okay. Nobody's happy.
Yeah. And it's, honestly, it's nice to see positive returns, that I'm pretty darn happy. Things have been pumping, and it feels good to see, the bags you've got actually going up in value instead of going down in value.
Hey, Lithium broke $1 the other day.
Yeah,
yesterday.
I know.
Was it yesterday or today?
Yeah, all I know is I'm not mining much of it right now, and it just keeps going and going and going.
I've been saying this about Radiant for a while, and Lithium. I said these projects are going to do great things. And now, from a price perspective, I think Radiant has got a lot of movement. Not financial advice, but Lithium is definitely going to be one of those 5, 10, maybe 20x coins. They're just doing so much. They got so much going on. And after DJ's interview, I watched. I was really convinced. I was like, all right. So my suspicions.
That was a great
true.
interview.
Yeah, it was. And shout out DJ Mines for that. That was a great, like Max said, great interview. I really do think they're going to be a great project. I really do. So I got a small bag of it, and I'm just going to hold on to it. And that's it. I think they're going to do very, very well. Very, very well.
Yep. Agreed.
Oh,
just to cover one thing that I saw way back, Scott Sheffield said, are you still relying on that wallet, meaning the EliPal? Are you still relying on that to exist in the future to be able to input your seed phrase, or can that phrase be input into any wallet software in the future? Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I know that they created that seed phrase because of customers saying they wanted a seed phrase. So my understanding is that you can use that, but I couldn't say that for absolute certainty. So
and I
want to make sure I
believe
answered that.
Also is now, they just recently started to offer that if people wanted seed phrases, that you can also use a seed phrase.
I saw that too.
So, and then Motor City Miner said DCA out over 6-month period during the bull. Yeah, you certainly probably don't want to all of a sudden go, wait a minute, this is the top right now. I want to get completely out right now. Nobody's going to be able to call the exact top.
Oh, well, you don't do that?
No,
What
but
was
you
that?
could watch
do that?
previous years.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Question. I have a question for everybody, and I want to know everybody's opinion. And I talked about this on around the blockchain the other day. Has Bitcoin moved away from being a transactional coin and now moved to like a buy, hodl, and just put your money away coin? Because I got to tell you, these transactions are not slow. These fees are only going higher. I had a client call me the other day. He's like, "Hey, I doubled my profits on my NiceHash Bitcoin mining. What's going on?" I'm like, "Nothing. And it's pure network congestion." So has Bitcoin, in everybody's opinion, I don't know, we don't have to do a poll, I can see the chat. Is Bitcoin still a transactional coin, or is everybody now just doing it just to be a safe bet? Because now there are things that transact a lot better than Bitcoin. What is it? I want to know what everybody's opinion is.
Well, wait, hang on. I'll say the other thing. So you can ask the same thing about Ethereum. Right now, Ethereum costs are very low.
Right.
But they've been known to be high. They'll probably grow when we get into the bull run. But yet its main function is for transactions. So just because Bitcoin's high doesn't mean that it's not going to be transactional.
Well, that's what brought on all those layer twos. People didn't want to pay astronomical ETH fees, so they could pay a fraction of it with, the Polkadots and the Solanas of the world. And for me, I think ordinals ruined Bitcoin, and that sucks. And they never should have put it out there. That's not what that blockchain was made for, in my opinion.
Exactly.
And I don't remember where I heard it, somewhere on YouTube recently within the last couple of weeks, where they were talking about the developers were going to stop ordinals and it wasn't going to be a thing. Like the BRC20 is not going to be going into the future. And
It totally is going into the future.
What do you think so? You don't think they're going to cut off ordinals?
You can't pull back what you've already created,
right?
Honestly.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I hope you're right. I hope that they do take it back.
Yeah.
But do I think that they're going to take it back? No.
Has it happened in any other? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but has it happened in any other major project where they've pulled back?
I don't know.
So
they can.
If I was a betting man, I would just go on previous behavior.
Right. And I what I was getting at is if they do would this be a time to buy a BRC20 NFT or something like that? Because it will be super rare, right? Or would it just be completely worthless?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Because what do you do with it at that point?
Right. Well, it's amazing to see
going forward. You know, you won't be able to buy that or make that in the future, but it'll still remain on the existing blockchain in the past, right? It'll still be in the ledger, so you should still be able to transact with it. I don't know.
It's amazing how like this community, we kind of all think alike, and the chat seems to agree mainly that it's, you know, it's store of value now. You know what I mean? Like transacting in Bitcoin has just become, even with the Lightning Network, I feel like although Lightning Network is fast, I don't think it's been fully adopted yet by a lot of people. And when there's so many other coins that are coming out and are going to gain more adoption, I mean, hey, like even USDT on Ethereum is pretty quick because I've moved that and it's only like a few minutes. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. You know, I on one hand, I want people to buy and hodl Bitcoin, but on the other hand, as crypto miners, we want the transactions, right? So it's kind of, you know, it's got like this, I don't know, love-hate relationship kind of thing. It's like it's a double-edged sword, in my opinion.
You know, it's funny you mentioned about transactions. So when I was having to move the Flux, what I've done in the past is I've gone through SwapSpace or SimpleSwap and swapped it to the coin that way. I went in there today, and the amount of money minimum that you had to transfer was redonkulous.
All right.
It was over 2 Bitcoin to transfer, a minimum to transfer anything to Flux. I was like,
Really?
what is going on?
What?
Yeah, pull it up. Pull up SimpleSwap.
Wow.
Right here. I'll let me see if I can get it.
I noticed that there is some high points. Like I was trying to move some Bitcoin I'm getting paid out in, right, from one of my S19s to my Zelcore. To move $40, it would cost me $37. It was, you know, at that point, it's not worth moving it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you do have to kind of watch your fees sometimes.
Let me bring it up here. Because what I did, I was like, okay, maybe it's just because I'm trying to transfer, you know, a rare swap type of thing. And but it wasn't that.
It's Savage White Zero made a point. He says, Hawk, yeah, but it still costs $5 to send USDT when it's busy. Some exchanges were charging $8. To leave Kraken, it was $8. So, yeah, I mean, fees. Everybody's in this to make money, right? What's the...
Well, so like with all this hive mapping going on, you know, I've been DCAing out as the coin is going up in value. I'm just so used to looking at the app and I'm like, oh, it's still at a penny. Oh, it's still at a penny. Oh, it's still at a penny. And it was like 4 cents. And then it was like 9 cents. Then it was like 17 cents. And I was just taking money the whole time. But I'd move it from Honey to Solana, and it was the same transaction fee every time. Like regardless of, and it was fucking fast, like surprisingly fast.
Yeah.
So this is a BTC to Flux swap, and it
crazy.
requires over 2 Bitcoin.
What?
Holy shit.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, what about
It's
swap
absolutely
space?
crazy.
What about swap space, Max?
It pulls up SimpleSwap.
Does
I
it?
mean, I can go there.
Just, well, I know that
basically
they
just refers
use,
to it.
they use other.
No,
other-
I know they use KuCoin, and yeah, no, when I did it, it just brought up SimpleSwap. So come on, there we go. I clicked. What the heck? Ugh. So you're like, oh, okay, cool. 0.1 Bitcoin, 6,800 Flux. Let's view offers. Oh no,
Minimum 2.1 right there.
2.17. That's crazy.
Wow.
So when I did my Flux transfer, of course, I had to transfer the stuff to an exchange of some sort. I did a trade ogre, and then it took forever to get the amount that I needed, but I
mean,
finally did get it.
I still think like Litecoin is a great coin to transact with. Even and I think even Radiant might come out of nowhere, and because that is it's purely transactional, right? Radiant's good too. The fees are low. You can transact fast. Litecoin is great. I mean, that was the whole idea, wasn't it? With Litecoin, I mean, the fees are just ridiculously low. I mean, I don't think they've gone up on Litecoin at all, really. I mean, why aren't people? I mean, there's a lot of companies actually that use Litecoin, to be honest, but LTC is just a great. I'm surprised LTC did not get as much adoption like as Bitcoin, because from a transactional standpoint, I mean, it's quicker than Bitcoin. It's been around longer. You know, excuse me, it's not. It's quicker than Bitcoin. It's been around just as long. Excuse me, and why not? Like, why not use Litecoin? You know, I mean, a lot of people are so stuck on BTC.
Well, Patrick Guyan says that they use that all the time overseas. Like, it's everywhere overseas.
Yeah.
You know, you go in Europe and you go in, you know, Far East and whatnot, and it's like you go into a store and you can pay with, you know, money or Bitcoin or Litecoin, like, which is pretty cool to see that it's actually adopted that way. My issue with Litecoin is the last two bull runs. It was like there was no real succession there. You know, they both hit like 250, 300 in the 17, 18 bull run and the 21 bull run. So it wasn't like it just kept going up and up like some of these other altcoins were.
Right.
I'm interested to see what it does the next one.
It just needs. Yeah. I mean, let's see. It's at. I mean, the total supply is 84 million Litecoin. So yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It should be worth more. I think it's undervalued. But you know, but that's the thing. Like Litecoin and Radiant, they're not investments. They've clearly made that. They've made that clear that they are not investment or cryptos or tokens or whatever. They're not made for that. Like if you go to Radiant's website, Radiant says right on the site, this is not meant to be an investment. It's meant to be for transactions, you know? So, you know, I think Litecoin, who said it in the chat? I think it was Savage White Zero or somebody said that Litecoin is more secure than Solana. It's faster, you know, and it's been around longer. You know what I mean? I'd be careful transacting on something like Solana because I don't know. I know a lot of people like it, Max. I know you like it. I know you like it. I just, you know, with the way it's gone down and all transacting on proof of stake, it's not as robust. It's never going to be as robust as proof of work. It's never going to be as robust as proof of work. Proof of work may be slow, but it'll get through. You might take 20 minutes to see your Bitcoin, but it'll go through, and you'll know it'll go through because you can see the network operational. With proof of stake, some projects you can't see shit. You're just hoping. And it's not Star Wars. We don't build rebellions here. So hope is not in here. I need to see stuff. So I don't know. That's just me personally.
That was good. I like that.
You like that, right?
That was a good one.
Yeah.
And Jeff Gee always pays in Flux, but Kaiser says he always pays in Flux. So take that, Jeff Gee.
S-Chain says, so BCH is better option than BTC. Well, BCH is actually slower. So BCH has double the block size. So I've seen BCH take a lot longer. I don't know. And DJ might know this too, because both of us have hit these BCH blocks on easy mining, and they take a long time to leave nice hash. Like, it's like I set it and I just go to bed and I'll see it in the exchange tomorrow. Like, it's just like one of those things because it's double the block size. So thanks, Scott. I appreciate it. Crypto Frank says, Hawk Crypto, imagine how much BTC is going to cost to sell or move around if it really does go 200K or higher. Right now, to move 40K BTC, it costs about $700. So just use a 5x on that. That's insane. Move one Bitcoin, $700. Imagine if it goes to 200 grand. Crazy.
Yep.
I mean, DJ made a good point too. Sorry, he says, imagine putting your retirement into Bitcoin, then in 30 years the fees end up costing 30% of your retirement because you held BTC, and then the fees hit you across the head. Yeah, it's totally possible. It's just totally possible. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. I don't think there's no answer to this yet, though. You know what I mean? This is a problem that plagues cryptocurrency in general, in my opinion. Is the high fees.
Only answer is go out and buy a Bitcoin miner.
That's it.
Yeah. Then you can benefit from all the high fees because they're not talking about doing what Ethereum did, which was start burning all the fees.
No, this is why people crypto mine. This is why big banks and people getting into mining are going after virgin Bitcoin. It's going to be a part of the reason is going to be fees. The other part is they want fresh money. Basically, they just want money printers. So
Yeah, it's been pretty good on the S19s lately. On the S19Ks, it's been about like $8-9 a day profit right now.
So Crypto Frank made a
enjoyable.
good point. This is pretty cool. He says smartest thing you can do is take a loan out on your BTC. You never get the fees or pay tax on the profits. That's very smart, actually. That's very smart.
Yeah, using it as collateral is, I think that's going to be huge in the near future. It just needs to have a little bit more adoption. I think right now it's still too volatile, and I mean banks aren't going to touch it. So you've got to find OTC to take that as a collateral, and it's got to be like a multi-sig collateral. I actually was looking into this. There's a couple of companies out there that will do like a 3-signature collateral, but it's only for like 6 months. So it's like really short-term loans. So it's not like you can, use Bitcoin as a down payment on a house or something currently. But they, services are out there where you're like, hey, I need money for this project real quick, and I got Bitcoin. The fees are high to do it, and it's kind of one of those like, do you really want to do that? There's other options, but if that's your only option, that's your only option, kind of thing. But the logistics behind it, I think, are going to be a nightmare. Who's going to hold it? How?
Yeah,
the other thing, I mean, there's been some talk about the Lightning Network in the chat, but I mean, you can run a Lightning node, you can run a Bitcoin node. Can't you use your own Lightning node to transact Bitcoin?
I have no idea.
I've heard that you can do it. I don't know how. I don't know how you direct the traffic through. Anyway, I don't know enough about it, but I've heard people talk about that before. That's like one of the benefits of running your own Lightning node.
Yeah, I haven't. I think you get something very small for running a Lightning node.
Here comes the question, Money King. Build a Lightning node. Nope, I'm out of here.
It can't be that
I had
hard to
thought
make.
about it, actually. That's one of the things I was thinking about doing with the 2 Raspberry Pis, was building a Bitcoin node with one and a Lightning node with the other.
So that Apollo that I have, those 3 Apollos that are solo mining, you can turn one of them into a node and just have all 3 of them collectively
do it. Yeah.
Point the other, everything that you have. And I'm thinking that King is convincing me to do it. I think I'm going to do it. I just don't know how to do it on their dashboard, so I got to figure it out. But I think I should do that because they do come with it. But I think I guess the size of the hard drive's got to be increased to like a terabyte, because I think the whole chain is like it's huge.
Like 700 gigs right now.
Yeah, it's like I only have 500 in there, so I got to get terabyte hard drives in to do that.
It will take a long time to sync.
It will.
100%.
It took several days. I built a Bitcoin, just a plain old Bitcoin node on a Zima blade, and started doing a video on it. And as I'm editing the video, I'm like boring myself to death going through the command lines and shit. So I'm like, nobody's gonna watch this. But I did build one. I was having trouble with it syncing, but I mean, it's super simple to set up and build. And you can mine to it, but with the latency and other pools that, have been doing this a lot longer and have much better internet than fucking Xfinity, it doesn't make sense to actually use it that way, but it was cool to do.
Speaking of Xfinity, do you have 200 meg upload yet?
No, I don't.
I do.
I was
150.
kind of shitty because they
150.
Yeah, 150, 160.
Oh wow,
I haven't hit 200 yet.
Mine's at 235.
Amazing. Static says, what's the main purpose of running a BTC node? Well, other than solo mining to it, there's really no benefit. You're just contributing to the decentralization of Bitcoin. That's the end. That's just that. But if you're gonna solo mine Bitcoin on like a USB or the Apollos or whatever you have, or even that little Bitaxe that you saw me do a video on, that's it. Like you would just get your latency low, and you would. I mean, okay, so technically, yes, you do increase your chances of hitting a block, but it's not like significant amount. It's very minimal. So, like King told me, he's like, hey, if your chance is 0.00001% of hitting a block, just remove 1 0. That's probably what the node gives you, and that's it. Like, it's not like a huge thing, but latency and internet speed, everything kind of factors into when you solo mine. So, yeah.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah.
It better chance of winning the lottery or the big lotteries anyway.
Yeah, but
there
it
is. I
would
did the
make
math.
sense.
I did the math. There is a better chance of running running a Bitaxe as a continuous lottery ticket versus just buying one all the time. It's cheaper and your odds are better. Just saying. Every 10 minutes, it's a new ticket. Sorry, King. Go ahead.
What if you mind like what is it, Digibyte or one of those other coins, right? Even though the price isn't as high, is it easier to win? Oh, hold on, we got somebody. We got Mr. Wolf.
Yes, I am doing that, and yes, you do get some. Right now the Digibyte that I have mined. Now, admittedly, I've been off and on because when I reboot my computer, like I did earlier today, I forgot to restart it. But I've gotten 3 blocks of Digibyte. It was worth
No way.
Resounding $9.
Heck,
I'm sure
yeah.
like an S19.
Yeah.
Can you put an S19 on? Yeah, you can put an S19.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
I'm sure it will wreck on Digibyte.
It won't wreck.
I think
You might get one every 3 weeks, maybe.
You said you hit 3.
I had 3 over a period of 3 months, and then I've been off and on.
Well, what are you running?
and
How much
right
hash
now?
rate?
My luck's really bad. Well, that's like with the old USB miner. So like,
I mean, well,
250.
I mean, an S19 120 terahash is going to have significant better chances of a 256 gig USB stick. I mean, right?
True.
Right. So you might. That's when I say you might wreck compared to the USB. You might wreck.
Yeah.
But those little USB miners are great, man. Like for people that, I always thought like it was just a waste at first to get one of these things, and I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? Cares, like these things are just so like little hash rate. It's not going to matter, but it's kind of luck has a lot to do with it when it comes to it, because you can hit a block on these USB miners, like and there's people like large farms that'll lose the calculation to a USB miner. You know what I mean? So it's possible to do. You're
telling me there's a chance.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Hey, why
yes.
not, man?
There's
I
a
mean,
chance.
if you guys play the lottery, and most people play the lottery every whatever the drawings are every other day. I mean,
Yeah, when they get over $1 billion, sure, I play.
yeah. Well, it's
Man.
hey, whatever. It's 10 watts for a Bitaxe. Like it's less than some light bulbs in your house. Like just set it and forget it, and don't even worry about it. Check it every now and then, or
How high have you got yours up to? How high have you gotten yours up to?
Mine's hit 500. I had my video, mine hit 500 a couple times, but it levels out around 450. Overboard Tech says, Bitaxe Wi-Fi only rubs me the wrong way. Solo latency is king. Yeah, so that's the thing. It runs on 2.4 gigs. 2.4 gigahertz. You can't run it on 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. I went through that with Bitcoin merch.
What type
latency
of
is a
I/O
huge
is
thing.
on that thing though? I just got
It
mine
has-
the other day. I haven't even opened it yet.
Yeah, there's
So it's actually very easy. So when you connect to its own Wi-Fi that it broadcasts, it opens up automatically. It opens up what's called the Axe OS, and it's pretty easy to understand. It just pops up for you the minute you connect to your Wi-Fi. You connect to its Wi-Fi. Then you'll set the Wi-Fi in the OS and then restart it, and then it'll just mine away. I have it on via
Is that
BTC.
a USB? Is that a USB-C though? On your other
No.
hand there by that?
Yes, there is a USB-C
there's
on where
USB-C
Max's
on
index finger is. Yep.
What?
But you
what
don't
if
use that for anything.
No, that's not.
you
What I
can.
was asking was though, is it possible to use USB-C to Ethernet?
Oh.
So
Well, I
you
don't know.
don't have to use the Wi-Fi anymore.
That's a good question.
That's why I asked if there was any I/O on it. Look, I love Max. He's like the
Oh no.
presenter right here with like on QVC now showing item number 294, the Bitaxe.
So the Bitaxe is using the new Bitaxe that at least Bitcoin Merch is selling. It uses an S19K Pro chip, which I thought was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
the BM1366.
Yeah, it's using that. So
There's another model too that uses a different S19 chip. But that's not the one that Bitcoin Merch is selling.
no, there's everybody's selling. They're open source. Crypto Frank said, "Do you think the triple or quad USB kits they have are worth it, or just the single USB?" I have the triple. I have it on a hub. I just have to connect it. They are a little noisy, and they will vibrate a table. So like,
They get
if
hot.
you're gonna buy them, if you're gonna use them for in the house and make it look cool for your friends when they show up, it's kind of noisy. I would put it in the garage somewhere. But the Bitaxe, you don't even hear it. The fan,
I
the
got
Bitaxe is awesome.
right
And
now next to me, and you can't even hear it.
no, it's so silent. That's why I'm hoping that somebody can make a case for it. I'm put it in the case, make it look cool, and all
This
this
is
other
like
stuff.
the third time he's asked me.
Well,
Yes,
no, it's fine. Whatever.
I found that one on Thingiverse, but it's of an older Bitaxe, so I gotta print it and see if it fits.
Well,
the cases are pretty cool.
Goat said he was going to do one, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go mention it too.
One. Yeah.
I think they're cool devices for $200. I don't know how I feel, but
How many lottery tickets does that equate to?
so it depends
I mean,
on.
I mean,
you
if you
can
think
buy
about like
two.
how many chances do you get? How many chances in a day or a year does that equate to you winning a block? Right.
So think of it this way. So you got 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours a day, 60 times 24, 1,440 minutes divided by 10 for each Bitcoin block. You have 144 chances a day at 1 in 6 million.
So if you were going to buy a lottery ticket every 10 minutes, like you would on a, for the Bitcoin blockchain, it breaks even in under a day. If you look at it that way.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm just
So
saying,
$144 a
comparatively
day in the comparison to pay the lottery if you were to really put it.
Right.
Well, but I don't know where you live, but if
$1
you're buying
ticket.
Powerball's $2 a ticket.
Oh, okay. Well, then it'd be $288 a day.
That's what I'm saying. It breaks even in less than a day.
The math, you really do have a better chance of hitting a block on one of these things than playing the lottery. Lottery's 1 in 300 million, give or take, and then you're 1 in 6 million.
You said it was 144 chances a day.
You have 100, you have 100 because it's a block every 10 minutes, right?
All
so
right, let's do the year calculation here. I'm too lazy to do it in my head. 365 times 144. That's 52,560 chances throughout the year.
yeah, so you have 52,000 chances to hit one. I mean, it's way better than playing. But granted, the lottery is in the 20, 30 million dollars. You know what I mean? Versus 300,000 right now or whatever it is for a block. So I mean, but listen, there's been plenty of people that have hit it on record for Bitcoin blocks on the USB devices. One guy, he hit it on not the Bitcoin merch, but he hit it on the hub. He hit it. He had a bunch of other ones set up on a shelf, and he hit it on just that one. Now I put everything. What he did was actually pretty cool, though. He got a little bit more into it. He put each one on different pools. So and that's fine. Mine are all on via BTC. I mean, you're gonna hit it, right? So, and I have a very low ping to via BTC. It's under 20. So I just put everything there.
I was going to ask you, out of curiosity, do you know which pools the other people hit the solo
I think
block on?
CK pool was definitely one that people have hit before, and that's the most popular one because a lot of pools will require a certain amount of hash rate.
Right,
So
isn't that one's the low hash rate one?
yeah,
right?
CK pool will work on like the old school ones that are like 100 mega hash or whatever. They'll work on CK pool, but like you need giga hash to be like on certain pools. So, yeah, it just depends. Like he had it on. I know he hit the block, one of them on CK pool. I know a couple blocks have been hit on there, and you can go on there, and the majority of the miners on CK pool, or is it CK pool? Is that what it's called? Are USB miners. So you can go look at the hash rates, and you can tell like, okay, that's a USB. That's not it's not like an S9 or anything.
Yeah, I've got mine on Lucky Monster.
Yeah. It's just, separating them all out. I like via BTC. I like their dashboard. It's easy, simple to use. Notification setup. Hit a block, let me know.
You just wake up one morning, check your old Tantrum wallet there, and you got like 300 grand in Bitcoin in
That's
there.
it, man. That's the play.
Why not?
Why not? I mean, hey, now I know a lot of people look at the price of the Bitaxe and they look at the price of these USBs and like, man, like $900 for 3 of them or like $200. And yeah, they get pricey. They do get pricey, these USB miners. They're not cheap, but hey, take a chance. You know what I mean? What would you spend
It's
that
whatever
$200 on?
Yeah, it's whatever you feel comfortable gambling away, knowing that you have a very high chance of never getting that money back, right?
Right.
So whether you're comfortable with $200, $1,000, whatever it is, it's
Listen, in life, you can't take it with you. Who cares? I read Steve Harvey said something on TV the other day. I watched. He says, I'm going to spend 85% of my entire net worth by the time I'm dead or close to it. And I'll leave about 10 to 15 for my kids. That's my money. I'm rich. Y'all broke. Go get your own. It was pretty cool. It was really funny.
So Ovalbore, you have 10 gig Ethernet into your house. The question is, who is your provider and how much the heck does that cost? Is that through Comcast? Where you have to pay like $300 a month and you had to pay money up front. Anyway, inquiring minds want to know, and namely me. Anyway, I'm just trying to scan through to see if anybody else had anything. I didn't see any tags on me. Oh, he's got fiber.
If you guys
Lumen,
are looking,
nice.
Sorry, if you guys are looking for a Bitaxe or want to see it, that's my affiliate link in the chat. Just saying. Thanks. But yeah,
Hey, you gave everybody else a chance to put it in there first, so
yeah,
no
it's
problem.
Okay. It's all right. It's all right. I know who my friends are. I was kidding. Crypto Frank says, Hawk, I bought the Mars rover for the Terra office. Oh yeah, the Mars lander thing. Yeah.
Oh,
it's pretty cool.
Mars rover.
The Mars
what?
lander is. I know what he's talking about. Yeah, it's that's actually pretty. That's a cool little thing. It's got a nice screen on it. I do have one on the way from Bitcoin Merch. He's also selling Chia miners too now, which is interesting. So Edon's got his hand in everything. So, yeah, it's up to you guys, man. You don't have to get it, but it's a cool little thing to have and to participate. Even running I think it's cool to even run a Bitcoin node, man. I think to participate in a decentralization of Bitcoin is just crucial, really. Uh-oh.
It doesn't really cost you.
Yeah, do what Ursa Prime said.
Yeah,
Doesn't cost you anything to hit the like button.
Nelson Figueroa says, Hawk, do you think it's easier solo mining Bitcoin Cash than Bitcoin? I mean, well, Bitcoin Cash is what, 3, 4, 5 exahash versus, close to 500 exahash in difficulty of Bitcoin. I mean, I think your odds are, just by numbers are going to be better than on Bitcoin Cash. And a block on Bitcoin Cash is worth, I don't know, what is it? $1,400, I think, versus Bitcoin 300,000. So run both. I don't know if the Bitaxes will work. They should work theoretically on Bitcoin Cash. It's essentially the same thing, but try it out. Actually,
I don't remember if it was the same algorithm, but yeah. I mean, heck, Bitcoin Cash, there's no difference, right? I think that's what Hobby has said, right, in his video.
There's a huge difference when it comes to the block size. That's the main difference.
I know.
Crypto Frank's gifted 20 max voltage memberships. Frank, he's like making everybody members of our YouTube channels.
So we
Thanks,
got, right, exactly. Thank you, Frank. Scott Sheffield, Arcs Crypto and Mining, Team JFK, Ursa Prime, AC Mining, Cobras, not James. Who's James? Anyway, Jeff, David Thrash, Olu, Wadas, Jake St. Peter, Prob OBX, Sakura, Amplifier Gaming, Chris Hunt, David G, Jeremy Vaughn, Tradewinds B, and BC. Congrats to all the new members. And just as a reminder, anybody that is a member, there is a members only chat within Misfit Mining, or I should say, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Channel. That was what I was looking for.
You're right.
Anyway, so yeah, head on over there. Make sure you link your YouTube ID to your Discord, and then you'll have that little bit more exclusive access to me.
Arcs Crypto
if you really
Mining.
want that.
Arcs Crypto Mining is now he's a member of 5 channels thanks to Frank now.
Right. By the way, I learned this. So if you are a YouTuber or have a YouTube channel and you are logged into all of these live streams as your channel but not your actual ID, you will not have access to this. You cannot win a membership if you are logged in as your channel. I never win because I'm always logged in as my channel. So just keep that in mind. If you're looking to ever gain from any of these, you got to make sure you're logged in as who you are as your like base YouTube ID.
Really?
Really?
I was wondering why I never won too. I was like, maybe just nobody likes me. But no, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
YouTube
cool.
hates you. That's why.
That's pretty much, yeah.
That's what I
But you
always
know what?
said.
that's
In all
why.
honesty, though, I think it's only fair that the YouTubers, like the content creators, don't really get the memberships. They should go to the viewers more. Yeah, no, 100%. Because this is why I don't participate in giveaways, because I do believe that it's only fair for the YouTubers to let the viewers participate in those things. We put out the giveaways and stuff like that. And I think that's just me personally. You don't have to agree with me. That's just me personally. I don't participate in a lot of the giveaways.
I'm rocking the
and stuff.
sub accounts, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, King's got one that's like Jack O'Leary and Bob Johnson, like two different like YouTube accounts. He just goes around getting into friggin' giveaways.
Well, I still remember when we were trying to get Retro Mike over 1,000, and me and Sunflower Mama were creating new IDs as fast as we could to try to make sure we could get him over 1,000. Once we figured that out, that was so funny.
Yeah.
I think actually the tired one tonight is not me. It's not me. It's
Who?
that guy. No,
Other
that guy.
side. There you go.
Yeah,
They
me.
do
I was here
tired,
like,
go.
wait, which way do I point?
Yeah, I am. I'm very tired. That happens when you get old.
Nobody got the Bob O'Leary fist movie reference.
No.
You know, remember when he's like, "Hey man, if you want to fight me, I got what did he say? I got Jack Johnson and
Jack
Bob
Johnson.
O'Leary sitting right here for you."
Bob O'Leary. It's not
You
what
don't
he's-
remember the movie? Come on, chat, help me
I thought it
out.
was thunder and lightning.
No. Come on, Overboard Tech will know this. Don't let me down. Come on, guys.
I can't think of it. It sounds familiar, but I
Terrible.
cannot think of it.
Anchorman, but I didn't think that's what he said. It was
Yeah, he
Oh, it is
was
Jack
something like that.
Johnson,
It
Bob
was-
O'Leary. Okay.
Yeah, Anchorman. Yeah, he goes, I
Yeah.
got Jack Johnson and Bob O'Leary right here for you. Whatever. All right, whatever. You guys suck. I'm not doing movie lines with you guys anymore. Although Max is pretty good at the movie lines, he does get a lot of the answers right. King's like, yeah, I don't fucking watch movies, so I don't know.
Last night I was looking at a particular movie. Hey Joey, have you ever been to a Turkish prison?
Yeah, that one I don't
You know that one.
No,
you
I
ever seen a
don't.
grown man naked?
You ever exactly? Thank you, Goat.
got
Goat
that.
knows what I'm talking about.
And I'm usually pretty good with the movie lines. And
Don't
I
call me
know that one.
Curly.
Joey, have you ever tried dragging Bob Lanier up and down the court 48 minutes?
Airplane?
You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it was funny. Airplane. You haven't seen the
DJ
movie.
movie lines from the 1980s.
No, actually, I think that one might even be from the 70s, isn't it?
Oh man,
That was like late 70s, wasn't it? Go.
I don't know. I think that was an 80s movie. I don't know when
If it was definitely early
definitely didn't
80s.
see it when it was new.
Oh, I saw it when it was new. I saw it when it first came out in the theaters. Oh my God. I thought I was crying. I was laughing so hard.
1980.
Okay. I knew it was close to the
I was
70s.
born in 83, so
Oh my God. That movie is so funny. And it's a movie you could never, ever make in these days.
you
There's so many
could-
movies
no.
like that.
there was a movie from what was it? Like Tropic Thunder. Could you imagine if
Yeah.
Tropic Thunder got released like a year ago? Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? There'd be like uproar. It
Well,
was
what's
so
up?
funny.
Blazing Saddles is a classic example of something that could never be made in this age. And that is a funny ass movie.
yeah,
So
I just
funny.
had to stop myself from quoting it.
Toto Bongo Ronto. I can't. That's such
Yeah, my favorite
that movie's so bad.
all-time comedy is Monty Python's and Search for the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
You know what?
Holy Grail.
We never asked
Yeah,
King.
man.
King, what's your favorite comedy movie? I never asked you this. I know your favorite movie. One of them is 300, and I like it too.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite
Yeah, I like
comedy
this one.
movie?
Comedy movie.
Yeah, like what you think is funny.
I actually kind of like stand-up comedy more than just regular.
Okay,
funny
hey, that's
movies.
cool. That's
you
cool.
know, I seen when I used to live in Washington. One of my buddies at work got me tickets to go see Ron White. You know, live
yeah.
at the Emerald Queen
you
Casino.
do like
that was
Ron
probably
White.
like
That's right.
the best ever. And actually, that was before this other comedian. I think his name is it Josh Blue? I think his name is. He has
I don't know.
cerebral palsy, and he's also a comedian.
Oh,
but
dude,
I got
he's
to.
hilarious.
He is super funny, but I got to see him before he actually went big, right? Because he was a guest that Ron had brought on, man. He was super funny. So yeah, no, that was probably like my best show I ever seen was watching that live.
Nice. So Max, speaking of nostalgia, did you see they're doing another Beverly Hills Cop on Netflix?
No, I did not.
They brought it back. Yeah.
Oh,
They brought it
geez.
back. Eddie
with
Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Okay,
Yeah,
no, hold on.
a lot of the original actors too.
Okay, movie, comedy, Super Troopers.
Super Troopers? Okay.
That's-
I'll
yeah,
give you
that's-
that one.
Good one.
Yeah. Not clever funny, just ridiculous funny. It is funny.
Ron White is hysterical, man. He is just hysterical. Always drunk. It's so funny.
Yeah.
He was. I don't think he drinks anymore.
He just I just saw a new comedy skit from his he's got another tour coming up in 2024.
I saw
Man, I'm
on
gonna have to go watch
He's
that.
permanently shit faced.
Rogan. He was on Rogan and said he went on like some ayahuasca journey and decided not to drink.
That's gonna be a skit in one of his stand-ups. He's like, yeah, I tried that shit and didn't fucking work.
Come on.
It was a while ago.
He's
yeah.
always sipping. Oh man, he's always sipping booze.
He's funny. I mean, part of it is an act, but it's funny.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Spaceballs is also very funny. I mean, that's another Mel Brooks movie. I mean, Mel Brooks was just absolutely hilarious.
You know what? It kind of died out, but the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, I think that's what it was. With
Yeah.
they were like hysterical, man. Like,
Yeah, they were.
they were like, yo, I used to fall off the couch laughing at these dudes, man. They were crazy. Anyway,
All right, so we've gone off the rails and gone completely into
Yeah,
and
way
it has been not
yeah,
even
that's
not
great.
even over. It's well over an hour and a half.
Yeah,
So
when
there
I-
aren't any Porky's movies. Oh my god, I actually never watched those. They
My Blue
were
Heaven.
so bad.
My Blue Heaven with Steve Martin, classic. Him and Rick Moranis,
Yeah.
classic. Oh, great. He goes, did you tell somebody your wife was dead? I only wish. Oh my god, I could quote that whole movie back to back. So bad.
Three Amigos, that's another good one with. I mean, Steve Martin was in
Yeah,
so
he
many
was
good
classic,
comedies.
He
Yeah,
was-
absolutely. The Jerk.
Bringing Down the House was good.
Oh, that's right.
Bringing Down the
He
House.
opens the phone, finds name. I'm somebody.
Oh man.
Anyway, yeah, Kia Enigma Adventures actually has it pretty good. Yeah. Back in Monday.
Yeah.
Alrighty. All right. Well, thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate it. Let's see. We got to 83 likes, but if you want to hit the like on the way out, I would really appreciate it. If you aren't a subscriber of any of our channels or only some of our channels, subscribe to the ones you are not subscribed to. And again, appreciate you guys all for being here and putting up with me now that Chump Change isn't here tonight. I am sure he will be back next week. Alrighty, guys. Thanks a lot. And you guys all have a wonderful night. The
Take care,
General's
guys.
out.